Mindset, a daily dose of practical wit and wisdom with a professional educator and trainer, Amazon best-selling author, United States Marine, television and radio host, Paul G. Markle. Each episode will focus on positive and productive ways to strengthen your mindset and help you improve your relationships, career goals, and overall well-being. Please welcome your host, Paul G. Markle.
Hello and welcome back to another Morning Mindset episode. Thank you very much for joining me. And we're getting closer and closer by the day to the 4th of September 2018. And well, what's significant about that day? Well, that is the episode that we're going to begin our Morning Mindset book study. Yes, I'm going to take the Morning Mindset book, Morning Mindset, a 30-day plan for a more positive and productive life. And we're going to do 30 episodes where we do a book study. So if you'd like to join us, if you'd like to be a part of that, it's really not all that difficult. You can go to Amazon.com, type in Morning Mindset Paul Markle or Morning Mindset book or whatever, the one that I did, and you can order it as a Prime. It'll be sent to you like in a couple of days, or you can go to, obviously, Kindle. You can get a Kindle version of that and put it on your phone, and you can read along and join us. Or if you would like a signed autographed copy of the book, Morning Mindset, a 30-day plan for a more positive and productive life, you can go to Morning Mindset Podcast and .com. And then after you're there, you can click the purchase our merchandise and follow links and so forth. You guys are smart. All right, so that's coming up. And also remember that on Labor Day weekend is coming up. If you're listening to this when it's new, if you're listening to this in the future, Labor Day's already happened. But we're going to be taking that day off. I'm going to be taking a long weekend. So there you go. But for now, let's go ahead and talk about the topic of the day. Know what you are looking for. KNOW. Understand, realize, know what you're looking for. Recently, I was out in the field again. And, if you guys have been paying attention, you know that I like to get inspiration by going out into the field, into the woods, into the mountains, out into the fields. That's where I go to get my inspiration most of the time. And I was thinking about my life and my children as my children have grown. And when they were younger, I used to take them out into the fields in Ohio to hunt the elusive groundhog. That's right, the woodchuck. And you're like, why would you do that? Well, groundhogs, woodchucks, marmots, whatever you want to call them, are a bane. They're the bane of the farmer's existence, and also gardeners as well. A couple of groundhogs or one fat groundhog can ruin a vegetable garden in just a couple of nights of raiding. And of course, if you have a farm, you have cattle or horses or what have you, the groundhogs, they go and they dig holes all over the pastures, and the horses or the cattle step in the holes, and they break their legs, and then they have to be shot or what have you. So most farmers in Ohio or Pennsylvania or Indiana or anywhere where there are groundhogs are more than happy to have you go out and eliminate or reduce the number of groundhogs in their fields. And that is something that I would do a bunch basically from the spring to the fall. And I took my oldest son with me, and I took him, we were going to shoot some groundhogs. We were looking for them, and they're, fat, brown, furry creatures, and they hide in the alfalfa and the edges of fields and so forth. So we're walking around, and, I would see one, I would spot it, and I would point it out to Jared. I'm like, hey, there it is right there. And he would look, and he would stare. He's like, I don't see it. And I saw it. I could see it. I'm like, no, it's right there. You see where it is? See, it's right there. I don't see it. And, eventually maybe he would see it or not. And my children, both my daughter and my oldest son, I took them out, and they both shot groundhogs and so forth. And I remember Jared saying to me, he's like, how did you see that? How do you see these things? And I said, well, you learned to look. You learn to look for the differences. You realize what is supposed to be there when you're looking at a field. And then you see and you notice the difference, the changes, the things that are, because they are pretty well camouflaged and they don't just stand there staring around, for you to find them. And recently, now that I'm in Wyoming, we have these things called prairie dogs. And they're essentially, if you took a species of rat with short tails and you put them out into the desert and the plains and so forth, that's what they are. They're desert rats. And we had some folks come up to shoot prairie dogs. And one guy was here for the very first time. And we were driving around the fields and we were trying to spot them and find them. And my friend was in the front seat and he would spot one and he would call it out to his friend who was here for the first time. And he'd say, look, right there. You see it? And he would give him directions. He'd say, okay, straight out, 70 yards, 80 yards, 100 yards or whatever, go to the mound and then go right and then go down a little bit. And there he is. And the poor guy in the pack, he's like, I can't see it. And Matt finally said, he goes, it's okay. He said, eventually you will learn to see it. And in our lives, other people often can see what we can't see. And we become very frustrated because we feel like, well, how can that other person see that? How can they realize it? How can they pick up on that? And I can't. Well, the reason is A, they have a lot of experience and they know what they're looking for. When you're out in the field, if you're searching for an elusive animal, and I know that prairie dogs and groundhogs might not be that elusive, but there are many elusive animals out there. And in order to find them, you need to know what you're looking for. And often in our lives, we can't find what we're looking for. We don't see it. Other people seem to be able to perceive what we're looking for or see what we're looking for, but we can't. We get frustrated. How is it that you learn to see things? How is it that you develop that skill? How is it that some people are able to go and pick it out and it seems very, very obvious to them and other people can't? I mean, they both have functioning eyes. They're both looking at the same thing. And often we will look, at the same thing as someone else and we will see something different. And you need to know what you are looking for. So if you have a goal, a career goal in mind, know what you're looking for. Maybe the reason that you're not finding what you're expecting to find, that you're not seeing what you expect to see is because you right now don't really know what you're looking for. Maybe that may be something that you need to change in your life or improve upon. And the more experience and the more knowledge and the more education you get, the easier it will be for you to know what you're looking for and to find that thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go and remind you that the Morning Mindset book is available, and I would love for you guys to join us for the book study, which is only about a week away. All right, I am your host, Paul Markle. I'll talk to you again real soon.
Thank you for spending time with us today. To get show notes, submit a topic request, and for more from your host, Paul G. Markle, visit morningmindsetpodcast.com. That's morningmindsetpodcast.com. Please leave a review for this podcast on your favorite podcast player. We appreciate your time and effort, and we look forward to reading your honest feedback.